Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, what we're dealing with right now is a complete deviation. What is normally dealt with on this floor as we debate bills of such magnitude and statewide ramifications, our voices are being silenced. The voices of millions of our constituents that we represent are being silenced, and we're not able to lay out amendments on key issues facing our state, key issues facing our constituents to try to protect them, to protect, for example, individual survivors of domestic violence. Why were we elected if individuals who are proposing this bill cannot even stand up here and defend the amendments? They cannot defend the bill because you're moving to call the question. What courage do you have? Why are you elected if you can't even stand up here to defend a bill impacting millions of Texans? Why are we elected if you cannot even wait for hours because you're worried about your flight home? Why are we elected if you don't even have los cojones para defender esta propuesta de ley? This legislature, a body that is meant to debate and discuss legislation impacting our constituents, we as members, that's why we're asking you to vote no so that we can have discussion. It's only 6:14 p.m. on a bill of statewide impacting millions of Texans, violating our Constitution, violating the Supremacy Clause of the United States, violating the 14th Amendment, violating the Equal Protection Clause. And as we have amendments to try to protect our people, to try to mitigate the damage that we are causing to millions of Texans through Senate Bill 4, you are silencing the voices by supporting an amendment. And I want to know who signed this motion and we're asking for strict enforcement on this motion to call the question, because we need to know who has the courage or who doesn't have the courage to stand here and debate devastating and overwhelmingly unconstitutional pieces of legislation like Senate Bill 4. We won't be able to have an opportunity to lay out key amendments because you're cutting off our time, you're cutting off our hands, you're cutting off our feet, you're trying to silence our voices on legislation that will essentially create ICE officers and deputize them all across the state so that our community can now be rounded up, be arrested, and sent back to a border, a port of entry, where another country may not even accept our community, and then they will face third-degree felonies because of that.
Gentlelady's time to expire. The chair recognizes Mr. Patterson on the motion. In favor of the motion.